Hi guys. All right, so this video is going to take us through the very first journal prompt for math that we have in your April weekly math journal. So I'm going to show you real quick how to find them. When you go into your homeroom section on Schoology, okay, and you scroll down to your math folder, you'll see new April grade 2 math journals. Okay, so you can open this up and there are a lot of math journal prompts that you can work through for this month. And then when I solve certain math journals for you to watch, I'll put them in the video links, okay? And then you can sort of check your work after you solved them, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and show you just the very first one so you know sort of what we're looking for. We're really focusing on explaining our thinking using words. So after you solve the problem, you're going to have to use your words to explain what you did and why. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is solving different addition story problems using different strategies such as the open number line and place value strategy in order to explain our thinking when we solve story problems effectively. Okay, so really what this does, it gives us an opportunity to think about why we solved it a certain way, and it also helps us check our work because we're thinking about what we did and sort of replaying our steps in our mind to make sure that we solved it correctly. So let's go ahead and look at the first one. You're going to use your story problem sequence strategies to solve this. So you're going to go through as you read each journal prompt, you're going to visualize or see what's going on in your mind, okay? And after you're seeing what's going on, you're going to think about, well, what do you notice? And what do we wonder? What are we trying to find out? You're going to look at the plan. So do you have to write your number sentence? Or are you looking at the number sentence that's already been given to you and start planning out how you're going to solve it? And then you're going to solve it using whatever strategy you would like to use, okay? And you're finding whatever the unknown is. So let's go ahead and start reading our problem and figure out what they're looking for here. So you're going to think about it in your head. Anna solved the problem above. So look at the problem. She has 23 plus 37 equals blank. So here's our unknown. And she chose to break it down into tens and ones and then add it up that way. Interesting. Okay. So they want us to use a number line to solve this same problem. Explain your thinking. Okay, so we have our plan. We know the number sentence, but they want us to solve it using a different strategy. So we're going to use the number line. So I'm going to make it a little bit bigger here. I am going to show you a little bit how Anna solved it first because it's very similar to our other just place value strategy where we would draw our tens and our ones. So if you're looking at it, she took 23, so two groups of 10, and 1, 2, 3 ones. And she did three groups of 10, 10, 20, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so if you write that down, what she did is she said, well, I have two groups of 10, which is 20, and I have three groups of 10, which is 30, and then I have three singles, and then I have seven singles. So she just broke it down by tens and ones. She just wrote it instead of drawing it. So I'm going to keep that over here for us to sort of remember and look at as we solve it using the open number line strategy. So here's our number line, okay? And we know that she started off with 23. So we can go ahead and plug in our 23. That's what we're starting with. So I have that. We're good. Okay, so now we need to start adding our next number. And our next number, looking at it, we broke that number down into tens and ones. So you can do it this way if this is easier for you. You know that you have three groups of 10 and 7 ones. So we're going to start with adding our three groups of 10. So I have one group of 10 here, another group of 10, and another group of 10. Okay, so I'm actually going to go ahead and bring my hundreds chart over, okay, if this is helpful to you. So we know that we're going to start at 23 and we're going to add 10, 20, 30 to it. Okay, so I'm going to find 23. Okay, so here's 23 on the hundreds chart. And I know I'm adding 3 groups of 10, so I'm going down the columns. So 10, 20, 30. So what number did we get? 53. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and slide this over to the side. Okay. All right, we'll do it this way. Okay, so now I have 53, and now what do I have to add? I have to have 7 more. That's right, so I'm going to do 7 hops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you want to use your hundreds chart, you can. You can start at 53 and count on 7 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and that gets us to 60. I also want you just to think about that for a second. You have 53 and I'm adding 7. What is 3 plus 7? That's a tens fact. So that gets you to an even 10. Okay, so if you had 50 right here and then I'm adding 10 more, that pops me right down to 60. Okay, so I want you to sort of notice that as you're adding, those tens facts come in handy. So you have 60 total. Okay, so we got the same answer, we just did it in a different way. So what I am going to do actually is I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of what we did because we are going to need to put this in our thinking, okay? So we can explain it. So we're going to put this on our journal prompt and we're going to use this to help us explain what we did. And I am actually also going to take what I did up here, okay, because this is also part of our thinking. And I'm going to place this into my workspace because in your journal, this would have been in your workspace already anyway. Okay. All right, so I'm going to put this down there because this is what we did and we're going to use it as we explain our thinking using words. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to write this down and we're going to use some of our transition words as we do it too. Okay, so the first thing we did was, we started our number line at 23. First, I started with 23. Okay, then so what did you do? We added 3 groups of 10 to get 53. And then I added, I'll put it down here, added 7 ones. Okay, so we have our tens and our ones. So you're thinking about your vocabulary words as well, right? So we have our groups of 10 and our ones. So just think about that as you're writing your response. 7 ones. Okay. I got a total of 60. Okay. Because you can also explain when you're doing what Anna did, she broke her numbers down into the groups of 10, into tens, and into ones. Okay, so that's what we're doing. We're breaking this down into our groups of 10 and our ones and counting on. So that's it. That's really all that we have to explain, okay? If you wanted to kind of add an extra thought, the open number line helps me count my tens and my ones. Okay, that's why we use that number line there. Okay, that's the place value. It helps you organize your thinking. So you know, okay, I can see my hops of 10 and I can see my hops of 1. Okay, and there you go. So this is sort of what we're looking for when you solve your story problems. Okay, so I want you to go ahead and try this on your own and start working through some of the other journal prompts. And I will put a video for those in a couple days. Okay? All right, good luck. And if you have any questions, you can message me on Dojo, you can message me on Schoology. And the next time we have our Google Meet session, if you want to go over one of the questions, you can ask me to do it then too. Okay? All right, good luck and have fun.